front of him, and Karter Odell.
He's a big featherweight, Lincoln Jones here.
Karter Odell coming up to fight at featherweight this time, though. We've seen him at 25, we've seen him at 35, and now here he is at 45, really growing into his body. Adam, close your ears. This is a kid who was born
Ladies
in
and
the
gentlemen,
2000s.
our fifth bout of the evening is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man has a record of 1 victory and 1 defeat. Representing Team Fusion by way of Springfield, Missouri. Please welcome Lincoln Jones. And across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This man has a record of 3 wins and 0 defeats. Representing Team Respect by way of Marshfield, Missouri. Please put your hands together for the vicious Karter Odell.
What a following for 3-0 Karter Odell. I'm pumped for this fight. I don't even know these guys, and I'm pumped for it.
Karter Odell is vicious. You've seen some of his film breakdown. He can kind of bully some of his opponents into takedowns, and he's not looking for the submission once he gets that takedown. He's looking to put his hands through your face.
No, this is a kid who is pure violence coming out of the southpaw stance. Look for him to drop that left. I mean,
See,
often.
I like that low kick that he's throwing, because if he starts slapping it, landing it a few times, that opens it up for just bringing it up top like that.
Like I said, this is a kid who is a prodigy of Marshall Kemp. And Marshall Kemp, you know, one of these guys who's grown up in the sport and fortunate enough to split time between Marathon, Glory, Ignite, Springfield Fight Club, Team Respect, you know, really molding himself to be one of the best professionals that this sport has to offer on the regional circuit.
Brings that knowledge to his teammates too, and you love to see it.
Exactly, and you see that in Karter Odell tonight.
This one, they're kind of feeling it out a little bit. Odell's had some nice leg kicks so far.
I'll tell you what, though, Lincoln Jones staying in his face, not backing down at all.
And one body kick already is showing on the ribs of Lincoln Jones.
Oh
my gosh.
Wow.
That one's going to show on me, guys.
That was one of the loudest kicks I've heard in the synergy kick.
That sounded like a hammer on a roof.
Oh! He's got his back right here.
You got to start to use the cage to peel him off in this instance. You cannot keep your head buried into the cage.
Fighting the hands right there is Odell.
Oh, I like that leg. That little leg lace there.
The Henzo Gracie leg lace there. Nice outside single attempt to the back.
Good balance. Good takedown defense by Odell.
Good wrestling by Jones here.
Yeah, Jones doing a great job staying composed. You know, as we said, coming off a decision loss, you know, I do believe collectively has more time in the cage than Karter Odell, if I'm not mistaken.
And Odell took that kickboxing fight, you know, get some more striking experience.
Yeah, Karter Odell, 3-0 in mixed martial arts, but if I'm not mistaken, he lost the kickboxing bout, correct?
Yeah, by decision.
Yeah, looking to bounce back.
TKO.
Well, I love seeing these young amateurs compete, whether it's boxing, kickboxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, getting out there and just getting, like a good buddy of mine, Jordan Dowdy, says, you're just getting reps. And it makes so much sense, because if you isolate it to just jiu-jitsu or kickboxing, you're practicing just that one skill to build into the whole mixed martial arts sport. Nice takedown by Jones here.
He said, I've had enough of these body kicks.
Yeah, Jones
You're going down this time.
A great job in the grappling exchanges, getting Carter's back up against the cage.
Wow, way to get back up.
Look at that.
Yeah. All 5 of his toes are visible.
Big left. Big left out of Odell right there. And 145 is that weight class where they're still super busy, super fast, but they have enough power that they will put you to sleep.
Right, they absolutely have enough electricity in their hands to shut you off and enough movement to keep you engaged. What a great round. Absolutely incredible striking bouts from both gentlemen. I'm going to have to give it to Karter Odell off of the bigger shots, even though Lincoln Jones had the 2 takedowns.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there, Justin.
You know, takedowns definitely score, but you have to do something with them. And both times Karter Odell was able to get back to his feet, reverse position, and get back to implementing the striking.
Can't take too many more of those. Kind of like Mazza in the first fight, but those almost look worse on the ribs of Lincoln Jones.
Yeah, those don't look very good. The thing is, though, opposed to that first fight, the leg will stop your movement. That just hurts.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks cool, but it just hurts.
Zach Tiberius gets us going for round 2.
Ooh, gosh.
Karter Odell dropping that lead hand, though, when he comes in. That's the only thing I see from him that really makes me think he might get caught with something in this fight.
I actually noticed that, too. He keeps his hand drops and his chin kind of stays up a little bit. But what I love about Odell is everything he throws is 100%
violence.
Oh,
yes.
my. Massive takedown, but he's right back up.
Yeah, out the back door. That was more of a slam than a takedown, and he's out the back door. But
Here comes
engaging
the
in the
ground
guard.
and pound.
He looked like he was about to knee cut through a De La Riva guard there. And, that's one thing you see with a lot of guys who spend time doing jiu-jitsu is they're willing to engage in the guard play more than they should in a mixed martial arts contest.
And this could be where Odell starts raining ground and pound if he can get his arms free.
Shifting the hips.
Good job by Jones being defensive on the bottom.
Yeah, Lincoln Jones right away making sure that his hips are not squared and stuck to the mat. Notice how he's off to an angle already. Especially once you have your head up against the cage, you cannot have your hips and your shoulders stuck square to the mat. So once you can start to get some angling with your hips, your shoulders can start to work free eventually. But if you have both pinned to the mat, it's going to be a long, long night. And Karter Odell doing a good job of getting his head off the mat, or I'm sorry, his hips and everything squared away from the mat, but keeping his head pinned up against the cage here.
Securing some control time is Karter Odell here in round number 2.
Yeah, super content with not trying to pass the guard, which, for all intents and purposes, this is gamesmanship. If you were up
scoring.
1-0 on the card, you won the first half of this round. Referee Zach Tiberius is not standing him up. There's enough action. He's winning this exchange in the judge's eyes.
Yep. And in the crowd's eyes.
Any chance of Karter in the crowd.
That's that big following that he has here in Springfield. See, Jones has to do something. I know he's, it's easier said than done. There he goes. I was just going to say he has to do something to get out from underneath of him.
And Adam, have you fought in this building?
Nope.
No.
No, sir. I have not stepped into this building until just today.
It's a pretty intimate environment, and you feel like the crowd's on top of you.
Well, what I like is the stadium seating. This is a great venue for this show. It's stadium seating, great floor seating. There's not a bad seat in the house, and we are lucky enough to have the best seats in the house.
Yep. This is a capacity crowd of 3,500 people. It's played home to Ronald Reagan, Elvis Presley, and Tex Johnson, and even Muhammad Ali.
There you go.
I'm going to fact check that, and we're going to get back. I don't know if Muhammad Ali's ever fought in Springfield, Missouri.
Let me know.
That was a good, exciting round. I think that Odell stole it with that top control. I'm not even going to say really he didn't even do anything, but it was that top control.
And that's where gamesmanship comes into play, right?
Yeah.
There's at some point where this stops becoming a fight and starts becoming a sport, right?
Yeah.
You'll see that at certain times throughout the evening, throughout the sport, throughout, the fight. And there are certain positions where you're able to, quote unquote, work and still win without having to exert enough energy. And Karter Odell doing a perfect job of winning that round by control and not having to exert enough energy to really fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and as much action as the first round had, the second round had a little less action. But I look at both these guys that come out right now and try to finish this fight because it could be 1-1, as every fight tonight has been super even.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. If you're Lincoln Jones, you get that big slam, and Odell's right back on the feet, and then on top of you for half the round.
Well, and the problem is they forget the slam because they think about the top pressure. You know, depending on how you're judging scores it, because what was more effective, or, you know, was the top pressure more effective or the big slam more damaging?
Drop to a knee there, got it.
Man, great entries from Lincoln Jones.
That was a great entry. Lincoln Jones right in front of his corner, Brad Montgomery over there, and Austin Clem.
More gentle takedown this time.
Bellator veteran Austin
Wow.
Clem.
Just stood right up, Odell. But here's the thing. As good as that entry was, do it again. Do it again. Then you're just stealing the round little by little.
And you see Odell looking low and then coming high.
Big left hand just glances through for Karter Odell.
But Odell has a good plan, because if you watch when he throws that kick, Jones drops both hands.
Oh, there's the mouthpiece.
Wow.
The mouthpiece.
Big
Just scared.
left hand comes through for Karter Odell.
I'm going to have to grab that. I got it.
Unlodges the mouthpiece.
Scared our
Good
producer,
luck.
Nathan Rogers, half to death. That mouthpiece just landed right on.
MMA bingo card hitting tonight. Mouthpiece flying out of the cage.
That was just such a big shot by Karter. It had so much bad attention to it.
And
It was
if
a
I'm
nasty
Karter
shot.
Odell, I'm keeping up this head pressure because Logan can't use the mouthpiece right now. You know, he cannot replace the mouthpiece until there's a lull or a break in the action.
In the showmanship by Odell.
Yeah,
he
Lincoln has to create that space and get up. He hasn't fired up any submissions here. He just needs to create that space and get up.
Turned to us and said, "Did you like that?"
I did not, sir. It was disgusting.
Nice active guard here by Jones.
Yep, and back just like the second round with Odell scoring. Lots of top pressure after that big knockdown.
Just under a minute left.
And I'd hate to be a judge in this bout.
Over 20 seconds to work. If you're Odell Jones.
Karter doing a great job of just staying top, but Alexa just stand up there.
Oh! 15 seconds.
Jones got up, but
Nice takedown. See, it depends on how you're going to score this fight, right? It depends on does the takedown matter? Because this is the last thing the judges see.
I'm a giant proponent of amateur fights being 3 5-minute rounds, professional fights being, 5 3-minute rounds, amateur fights being 5 3-minute rounds, so we have a little bit more time to decide. It's the same length, but, you know, 1-1 going into the third round, man, sometimes it's so hard to decide.
I agree. 3 minutes is a short round, but that's why it's an amateur, is because it's essentially, it's not, but it's essentially practice. You know what I mean?
Right.
how did the mouthpiece get through that?
I don't know. But
Precision on both sides. Precision on the punch, precision on the finish of the mouthpiece.
that was the MMA bingo gods looking down on Justin.
I told you, Nathan, we play bingo every time. Incredible resilience from both guys.
That was a fun fight. I do think Karter Odell might have stole that fight with rounds 2 and 3 with that top pressure.
Yeah, optically from the big punches, the top pressure.
But also you look at the first round, pretty even, but the damage is on Jones's body right there.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see him improve to 4-0.
And we'll find out right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our fifth bout of the evening. All three judges have scored this bout unanimously. Your winner out of the red corner, Karter Odell.
The hometown hero, Karter Odell, improving to 4-0 in his mixed martial arts career.
He's a showman, Justin. He can back it up too with his performances. He wins again tonight.
Absolutely, that was a good fight. That was a fun fight.
And look at Oliver Mace over here. pacing back and forth.